coming here because Pharryn just takes over and does the whole thing. I haven't touched one thing.
Wow.
This is awesome.
All right, now you're live.
Hey! Did I scare you?
No.
Oh, okay. Good evening. Let's tell a ghost story. Let's talk things. We are currently underneath a pickup truck. Gonna do an oil change. That's not important. That's stupid and boring. What is important is motorcycles. And in particular to motorcycles, King of the Baggers!
He's not just doing this for the camera. This is just Jib.
This is full time. Full time. All right, no. In all seriousness, it's getting hot in here, so I'm gonna take off all my clothes. I am getting so hot. I wanna take my clothes off. Oh! Whew. And I feel like the pressure's been released from me.
Please don't relieve your pressure on my camera.
Don't relieve your low end pressure, please.
Let's go ahead and figure out what tools you need. I know I need if I remember right, I think it is a 15.
That's what we're playing.
Anywho, we decided that we were gonna talk some motorcycles and
Sorry.
in particular, talking motorcycles, we decided that we wanted to talk King of the Baggers because hot topic right now. There's been.
What's Hot Topic?
What's that? I've never actually been to Hot Topic.
Dude, that was my shit when I was a kid.
Huh.
I bet it was.
I was more of a.
Halloween was that.
I can see that.
Yeah. Huh. Well, anyways, there's been some press releasings of King of the Bagger stuff, teams releasing, you know, names, bikes entered, blah, 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 blah. And,
Okay.
uh-oh, big issue.
It's okay, we might just have to tip it sideways and then.
Need some help there? Watch your fender.
Oh, wow. You almost had a fender bender.
I see what you did. Okay. Where'd that go? There it is. So I'm gonna let Pharryn talk about some King of the Bagger stuff.
I haven't really looked that much into any of the new King of the Bagger stuff. So basically all I know is probably outdated at this point. Jib is more up to date on a lot of that stuff.
Well, I guess I'll kick it off. So, that's Lefty Lucy.
Watch your eyeballs with the rest.
Man, I have to put it on so tight? Maybe. I don't think my little scrawny arms can get it. Ooh. Yeah. I loosened it for him, but he's gonna come in. Okay. Gosh, we're killing a lot of time here. That's all right, because it's a shop video. That's what we're supposed to do. Oh man. Yeah.
What the hell did they put that on?
I did take this truck to a to a shop for the last oil change. Did not do this one myself. Okay. Indian corporate and Harley corporate have released their King of the Baggers riders. We know Indian's going to be rocking Tyler O'Hara and Jeremy McWilliams. And we know that Harley is got Kyle Wyman and Travis?
Yes.
Travis, one of the Wyman brothers. So, no surprise there. Those four are going to get after it. And I think I've already said this on our Facebook group, on our little writers group thing. You better watch out for Kyle Wyman because after last year of him just flat out dominating, having a couple of issues, he's going to be gunning for the championship for sure. But that's not to say Tyler O'Hara isn't gunning for a repeat. So, oh, I didn't get oil in my eye. I was just joking. We sprung the leak. We do have a new bolt going in, by the way. So,
They do?
yep. Yeah, actually, that one wasn't that bad, was it?
No. It's stuck in the socket, but
Well,
not that much of an issue.
if we can reuse it, we will. If not, we got a new one. Okay. So that covers the corporate guys. I guess the biggest news in the King of the Baggers world is that the Indian is losing bikes. Yes. The Saddleman team has, I can't say they switched. They went back. They started with Harley and
Well, they started with Harley in another shop. Like I said, I don't think Saddleman actually has that much to do with the actual team. Pretty sure they're just a sponsor
okay,
of the team.
I gotcha.
So Saddleman isn't with Lloyd's this year. They're with.
All I know is they're running Harley, but I don't know who with.
Yeah, it's gonna be another shop that they're with.
Yeah.
But
on that team, there were three. We know Patricia Fernandez and Corey West, which are now married.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And then there's a third, and I can't think of his name. Ow!
Don't do that.
I'm not gonna do that. So, Indians losing bikes. So that's what we come back to. Okay. So you've got your Indian corporate, two guys, and then we ought to mention this, which Roland Sands has not. They haven't released anything official, but we do have a pretty good idea that Bobby Fong's going to be back running a Roland Sands bike. So there's three, and then I'm pretty sure Lloyd's is going to have at least one bike, maybe two. I think that's where, because somebody said they were running 5 Indians. There were only 5. So I think that's where you're going to get the other 2. Outside of that, there was close to about 30 bikes, I think, total running King of the Baggers last year. Somewhere between 20, in the 20s, I think, if I remember right. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I'm rarely right. But regardless, say you got 18 bikes. There's only 5 Indians. That's in a series that's basically created based on a rivalry. It's not much of a rivalry, regardless of if Indian won it last year or not. So, why is Indian losing bikes? What do you think?
I don't know for sure. I haven't dug into the rule book enough but I think it's getting to where Harley's performance advantage as far as like horsepower, their horsepower advantage because of the extra displacement is outweighing the handling advantage that the Indian Challenger just intrinsically has, especially with Harley doing more performance-oriented street models, the ST series, because all the race bikes this year are gonna be road glide or street glide STs, not specials. I don't know for a fact that there's any difference in frame or anything, but it would make sense if there was. Now you still have the same weight requirements and everything that you have to make, but
bottom line is the majority of these riders are seeing something in a Harley that they're not seeing with Indian. Now,
well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be the riders.
yeah, that is true. Yeah.
I mean, like Mad Monkey is one that if he switched to Harley, then yeah, he's definitely seeing something in Harley, because that's a super small private team and he's heavily invested in Indian performance. But with these bigger teams, Harley was more dominant most of last year. Indian did win it out, but Harley was more consistent. Indian got lucky.
Yeah.
So if you are running a race team and you're choosing between one brand that got lucky and won the championship, had one hell of a rider on a bike, and had some good luck and won a championship, as opposed to a brand that has amazing engines that make more power than you need super easily, and the handling's been figured out on them. Like, all that research and development's been done. Why would you go Indian? This isn't me dogging Indian. I own both of them. I mean, I got both dogs in this fight, but
Yeah, and it's hard for me because I am quick to defend Indian because I'm pretty pro Indian over anything, but there's not really much of a debate there. I mean, I look at last year as this, okay. Yes, you know, Tyler here, I mean, hey, you put Tyler and Kyle and Travis, for that matter, on a stock bike, I don't know who the better rider is. I don't know.
and Mick Williams.
Yeah, and Mick Williams. Yeah, I don't want to take anything away from him either.
That old dude will get out there and wheel a bike.
And same with Bobby Fong. You know, you got to think, he's a privateer. So put all those guys on a stock bike, who knows? I mean, there's a class for you right there. That would be awesome. But if it wasn't for Kyle Wyman having the leak there in one of the races, I think it was an oil leak if I remember right, and you know, he didn't get to compete in that race. If it wasn't for that, that championship was his. The last race of the year was a slush fest, you know, in the rain and whatever, but Kyle dominated that race. Tyler made it close, made it interesting, but you know, Kyle dominated that race. So I lost my train of thought there where I was coming back to. Rats. What was I coming back to that?
I don't know, I was thinking about my hibachi at home.
Side note, got good food waiting at home for leftovers. Oh, well, yeah, but we haven't got there yet. Hey.
I haven't got to try it yet.
We haven't got there yet. I don't know. I mean, other than just kind of a little bit of a ramble session, That, I mean, you pretty much summed it up. It's not that Indian can't be competitive and will be, but it's that Harley's had this figured out for a long time.
Because they've been making Harley's been making the same bike forever.
Yeah.
And a lot of people talk shit. Don't stand under the lift then.
Yes, sir.
We have a lift in here, but our ceilings aren't quite tall enough. Like, the roof of his truck is almost touching the ceiling.
My antenna's gonna have a crinkle in it.
Yeah.
Your poor antenna. But Harley's been making the same bike for a long time. Yeah, there's been little changes and they've done different motors, but even their different motors aren't all that different. The Evo was a big change, and then going to the Milwaukee 8 was another big change, which the Milwaukee 8 is still recent, but not enough has changed on that bike that you can't take parts made for a 60s Harley and put them on a 16 Harley. So those bikes have been so dialed in and figured out to do whatever you want to do with them. Indian's just not there. And that was my main point in the why it sucks to own an Indian video. Indian just hasn't been around long enough for the aftermarket to really support the bikes. And I mean, there's nothing anyone can do about that other than make parts, which is why I've been designing and making my own parts for what I want. And digging into looking and seeing what I can make work. So
For your bike,
Yeah.
specifically.
yeah,
Because the Springfields and Chieftains, Roadmasters, I guess, if you want to put, same frame, whatever. There's not a lot out there.
yeah, there's a lot of people that do stuff for the FTR. The Scout is pretty popular as far as modifying. And then, of course, your Challenger Pursuit. The air-cooled bikes don't get shit.
As far as making them different than what factory is or what everybody else has.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
stuff out there, but it's switch and you still get the same look. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, there's like 4 companies that make 6 sets of bars. You got Custom Dynamics that does lighting. You've got Witch Doctors that make some stuff, sells a lot of other people's stuff.
Pipes are all the same.
Yeah.
You can change the front fender, I think, to maybe 1 or 2 different options, but it's the options that cover the whole freaking wheel.
Yeah, like you could do the Valance front fender from Indian, and then Dirty Bird Concepts makes a front fender if you want to do a big wheel bike.
But as far as like,
I like performance stuff. I don't want a big wheel bike.
which he talked about in his last video.
Again, Dirty Bird. They do make cool stuff if that's what you were into. I did think about doing their Hatchet SN kit. Just because you don't really lose any cornering clearance with it and it changes the look of the bike. But I think I'm gonna go chopped bags and chopped fender instead. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that on my own, which it's doable because people do it on Harleys, and the first people to do it on Harleys had to learn how to do it. So why can't I learn how to do it? And then like you have your seats. You got Ultimate and all those other companies that make basically the same seat. Then you've got Saddleman that makes their seats fit on Indians. Which that seat, I love that seat. It's a great seat. The Saddleman step up.
Something that's not a touring seat.
Yeah,
That's where you.
but it's still comfortable.
Right.
Like
I'm
I would
saying-
have no issue putting 1,000 miles on that bike in a day with that seat.
Yeah, yeah.
That seat's honestly more comfortable to me than the Ultimate was with the Pro pads and everything.
But that style, that look, nobody else makes that but Saddle. Really.
Not for Indian.
Right. Now you go to
If
like
you-
the touring style.
If you had a Harley, you could go with, who is it, Cobra?
Corbin.
Corbin. Yeah.
Mustang.
Yeah, Mustang makes seats that are somewhat similar. I don't know that they do for Indian. I haven't looked. I wanted the look of the step up.
Yeah, they don't. There's nothing out there for a Indian that isn't a touring style, comfort, big, bulky seat. It doesn't exist. There's good companies out there. Corbin, Mustang, Saddleman, Ultimate, Russell, all day long. Great seats for a big touring cruiser looking bike. You know, to strip it down and make it look like what he's going for, a performance bagger. It's not there. It's not there.
That, and more than that, just comfort for me. I get made fun of this all the time. I'm short. Okay? That big, wide, Ultimate seat, I had to tiptoe the hell out of that bike with this Saddleman on it. Didn't really drop the seat height at all, but I can flat foot the bike. And that's more comfortable because I'm not walking around bow-legged after I get off the bike, and I'm a lot more confident when I'm stopped on the bike.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of getting away from the king of the baggers thing, but that's okay. Another one, mirrors, man.
Yeah, but most of the mirrors made for Harleys are fucking gaudy.
Okay, they're junk too. All right. I'm just throwing that out there. I was just looking. So, all right. Hey, before we get too far off topic, I do want to come back to the king of the baggers, and I forgot to mention Mad Monkey, which Brandon White is his name. Mad Monkey Motorsports, I think, is the actual company, or M3. What that guy's doing, man, for the Indian world right now is just awesome. Regardless of if you're Indian, Harley, Kawasaki, Honda, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's cool. So you go back to like performance stuff, which, yeah, we're a little bit more into performance than we are for, what's the right way? Touring, I guess? Is that about right? You know? Like, yeah, we ride a lot, but we want to ride
Like assholes?
Yeah. Yeah. So, that guy, that guy's come out with a 112 big bore kit for your Challenger and Pursuit, which is great for that bike. He also has a tune. If you don't know about him, they're pretty good too, huh?
No, I'm tightening it because I'm an idiot. I think. Yeah.
If you don't know about his tune and you all you think out there is either Lloyd's or Dynajet, you better check him out because it's pretty good stuff for what I hear. But anyways, small guy. I don't know about height wise. He might be about your height, I guess.
I mean, we saw him at the King of the Baggers race. We didn't know it was him, but
yeah. But just guy out there trying to make. I guess he's been around for a long, long time. But he's another one to kind of keep an eye on. So there's another Indian in the fight here. Good enough. Or can you do both? Oh, you're skilled. Real skilled. Need paper towel?
I had a shop rag.
Like red?
Yeah.
Flipperini.
Splatter. We'll get the floor dry out. But yeah, if anyone's watching this video that for some reason hasn't seen the King of the Baggers race, definitely check it out. I think it's actually broadcast on TV on like Fox Sports 1 or Fox Sports 2 usually.
Yep.
And then you can get the Moto America streaming stuff. It's like $89 a year right now. Live access to all the races, all the sport bike racing, Super Hooligans, and King of the Baggers stuff. Or go to a race. We go to Road America and camp right on the track.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's amazing. Meet cool people, sleep right there at the racetrack. You wake up in the morning, the sport bike's just ripping past you down the straightaway. It's amazing.
Yep. All weekend deal. Go test ride bikes. Got demo trucks out there.
Yep.
Good food, good people. It's not just about the King of the Baggers. There's
Everything there.
6, 7 different classes, maybe even more.
Yeah, there's at least 3 or 4 sport bike classes.
The
If not
Royal
more than
Enfield.
that. Yeah, the Royal Enfield BTR Twin Cup or whatever it is, which is a really cool series to look into. It is all women taken from different racing disciplines, and Royal Enfield supplies them the bikes and the parts, and it's a spec series, but the woman riding the bike has to build the bike. She gets a stock Royal Enfield Continental GT 650, which is actually the bike that I started on. That's what I learned how to ride on. And they do, I think, big bore kit, cam, and exhaust, all from S&S, and some suspension stuff, and take them out there on the track, and those girls can ride.
Oh yeah.
They were a lot of fun to watch. And then at Road America, there's also a go-kart track, and they had kids out there racing pocket bikes.
They were awesome.
Those kids ripped.
Yeah.
Every one of those kids could have outridden me and Jib 10-1.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Whoa! Fancy seeing you here.
This thing fits on here?
You guys get your ass whooped?
No. We didn't. Varsity
Hey,
did.
say hi to
They didn't get whooped, but
Say hi to the camera. You gotta say hi. You have to.
Here, you want me to do bunny rabbits?
Yeah. Well, you have to say hi.
Here, maybe.
That's probably not a good angle where I'm standing at versus what you're doing. I love coming here because Pharryn just takes over and does the whole thing. I haven't touched one thing.
Well,
This is awesome.
Yep.
We live? We're live! Alright, we completed our task. We talked about our talk. And we're going to close out our... I don't know how to word that. We're going to close this thing out. But, hey, turn that off. We can't have any music. Copyrights.
Yeah. Dang it.
Jeez, ruining our YouTube channel.
Where's the narrative?
It's currently Friday evening. We are going to ride tomorrow, me, Pharryn, and Lexi. We're gonna record, aren't we? Whatever we decide to do. Yeah, we got something else to talk about. Yeah.
I mean, we kind of already talked about that in this video. Or, well, no. You didn't really voice your side of it.
Yeah, but we'll hit on it tomorrow, and we'll So stay tuned for a pretty random, off-the-wall discussion, like usual.
Just basic moto vlog.
Moto vlog.
But yeah, this video will probably come out Wednesday, and then we'll do tomorrow's video for next Friday.
Okay.
So you'll be
Stay
seeing
tuned.
this if you're watching it like when it comes out, the week after we recorded it.
And do us a favor, pick our brains a little bit. Give us something to talk about. We don't just sit around thinking, hey, what are some cool things people want to hear? No, help us out. Leave some comments.
We didn't have a video come out today.
Uh-oh.
I've never scheduled that.
Tell us we're wrong. Tell us we're stupid. Tell us that you like what we're doing, and I don't know. Come visit us. Let's go on a ride, huh? Come hang out with us. We'll show you all the cool places in Central Illinois. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in you're gonna be around Central Illinois, shoot us an email. Or if you're from Central Illinois.
Or text me. 867-530-9.
I'll put Jib's actual phone number up here.
Alright. Peace out. A-Town! What up? What up? It was Usher song.